Hi, first graders. How are you today? I'm just going to talk to you a little bit more about bloopers and the sound. We talked about how often we can make bloopers or mistakes, that we need to learn from our mistakes so we're not doing them over and over again. Sometimes when we're talking about the sound, that can be kind of tricky. So today we're going to review some of the ways to make One of them is er. The is usually found at the end of words like faster, winter, hamster, her, and better. Another way to make is with the letters IR. Usually IR is going to be in the middle of a word, like the word shirt or third or thirsty. And another way to make the sound is you are. That you are is usually also found in the middle of words like IR, like the word hurt or nurse, fur, and surprised. So often when we're writing and reading words, we're thinking about how does it sound, but we also have to think about how does it look. So I'm going to show you a picture here. It's a picture of a turtle. And I'm going to write the word turtle two different ways. I'm not going to use the ER because ER is usually at the end of words, but I'm going to try spelling the word turtle with an IR first. TIRTLE, turtle. And then I'm going to try it with the UR. TURTLE. Now they both say turtle, but one has IR and one has UR. Which one do you think is the correct spelling? Whisper it to someone next to you or just say it out loud if there's no one there with you. See if you can think which one is right. Well, if you guess the UR, that is right. Turtle is spelled TURTLE. The more you read and write and practice, the better you'll get and you'll know which words are correct. So we're going to try a little game here. And I'm going to put these words down and I'm going to show you a picture. We're going to see which word do we think looks right, because both spellings sound right, but only one of them is correct. One of them is a blooper word. So we have purple and purple. Which way do we spell purple? Now I have to think about that word because when I color all the time, I use the word purple all the time. And every once in a while, I glance at the little paper on the side and it spells the color for me. And I think that this one does not look right. So I'm going to cover that with a picture for purple. Purple. All right, the next one is, show you the picture, sorry about that. It's a skirt. A skirt is sometimes a clothing that someone will wear. Skirt. Is it skirt, IR, or skirt, UR? Which one do you think is right? If you guessed IR is being right, give yourself a pat on the back. Skirt. SKIRT is skirt. Now this one is one of my favorites. This one is curl. Now I was thinking of somebody's curly hair, but this looks almost like a little curl. It looks like a plant or something that's got a little curl or a twist. Curl means to go around and around. So which one do you think says curl? Is it IR or UR? If you guessed CURL, you are right. Curl. And the last one is birthday. Now you might know this one because lots of people like to celebrate their birthdays. Birthday. Is it IR or UR? Which one do you think is right? If you guessed IR, you are right. Birthday. Now, you might not know these words all the time, but now that you've looked at them, you're going to be thinking about that. When you see the word purple, you're going to remember, oh, that one has a U. And that's something that you just learn as you are reading and writing. The older you get, the more you know. So we're going to practice. We're going to play a game. And I'm going to say a little poem. And then you're going to help me decide which of these pictures does not belong. So I'm going to put the pictures down. One of these words is not like the other. One of these words just doesn't belong. Can you tell which word is different than the others? By the time I finish this song, you have to decide which word has an that's spelled differently. We have shirt, bird, rooster, and dirt. Which one do you think is spelled differently? If you'd like to pause and share with someone, you can. Now, when I see these words shirt, I always think of that as having an in the middle. And I have bird and dirt. But rooster, I hear the at the end. So I'm thinking that this one is the one that doesn't belong. What do you think? Let's turn and see if my guess is right. Rooster, shirt. Oh, this one's ER at the end. This is IR in the middle. Bird, it's in the middle. And dirt has the IR in the middle. So rooster is the one that doesn't belong. Very good. Let's try that one again. I kind of like that game. Let's try this one. All right, we have a doctor. We have a teacher. We have a runner and a dancer. And these all have the sound at the end. That's going to make it even more tricky. Could it be an ER, IR, UR, or a different sound? I want you to think about which one do you think is spelled differently? Well, I'm a teacher, and I know that one has an ER at the end. And I kind of feel like I know dancer too, because my daughter Abby, she's a dancer, and I see that word all the time at her dance studio. So I think these two are the same, and they both end with ER. Now, my son, he's a runner, and he likes to run all the time, and we use that word a lot. I kind of feel like this one might be the same, and then this one might be different. This is the one I'm not sure about because I don't see the word doctor that often, and I guess that's good because it means I'm not sick. I'm going to turn this over and see. Oh, look at these three all have an ER. So I wonder what this one has. If this one isn't the same, that's sort of a surprise. Look at that. Doctor has the sound at the end, but it ends with an OR instead. This is the one that doesn't belong. It sounds right, but it doesn't look the same. That's one of those words you just have to know that doctor ends with an OR sound. All right, you're doing a great job. And I don't know if you can hear my dog. He's whining in the background, so I apologize if you can hear him. He likes to be by people all the time, and he's outside. But he's just going to have to wait till we're done with our lesson. All right, I have one more thing I'd like to do with you before we go. We're going to read Gertie's paper. She wrote us a little something about reading workshop, and I want to see if you can help me find the mistakes. You're going to take a paper in number 1 through 4. You can pause this video at any time to stop it for a second, and number 1 through 4, and you're going to write down the mistakes that you think are wrong. I'm going to read it to you. During reading workshop, remember to take out your book baggie and reading folder. I want you to find the words that have the sound in them and write the 4 words that you think are wrong. You may pause the video for a minute, and then when you're ready, you can hit the button. All right, I'm glad you're back. I was looking at this. I have my piece of paper right here, and I'm going to go through and see. During. This word does not look right to me. During. So I'm going to write that down. DERING. I-N-G. During reading workshop. That doesn't look right to me because I know how to spell the word work, and I don't remember them spelling it with a U. So I'm going to write that down. Workshop. Remember. My teacher always tells me that. Remember. And the er's at the end. That doesn't look right to me either. Usually, if it's at the end, it's not an IR. Remember. To take out your book baggie and reading folder. Folder. That doesn't look right to me either. Because see, the er's at the end, and they spelled it with an A. Folder. Now I had to remember, usually is going to be ER, IR, or UR. Okay. Now sometimes it can be OR. There are certain words that can go that actually have an OR. We talked about one of them. One of them was the word doctor. Do you remember that? And there's another one that you find these in the ground. They wiggle around. When you were in kindergarten, I think you had some visitors and they were worm. And when you spell the word worm, it goes but it's not spelled with an E. It's spelled like this. So I just want you to remember that sometimes there are words that don't always follow the rule. Sorry about that. Doctor and worm. Mrs. Schussel getting used to this camera, so I apologize if you couldn't see that. All right, so now I'm going to go through, I'm going to correct these. During. Well, I don't think it's ER because that's usually at the end. I could try it with an IR. During. That doesn't look right to me either. I'm going to try this one. During. During. Yes, I think this is the right way. During. That looks right to me. During. Now, workshop. I know to spell work. That's WORK. WORK. Workshop. Workshop. So I'm going to change the UR to an OR. Now that does not follow that sound. Usually OR says or, but remember doctor and worm do that too. So sometimes that O can be tricky. Remember and folder both have an at the end. And then remember that the ER is usually at the end of the word. So I'm going to practice writing those. That looks right to me. And I'm going to change the AR in folder to an ER. Folder. Folder. Very good. So just remember, when you are writing words, you're always going to think, does it sound right? But then even after you write it, you want to make sure it looks right. And sometimes you might have to practice that word a couple different ways to make the right decision. Don't worry, you're always learning and teachers are always learning too. So just always do your best. Have a good day.